Alright guys, what's going on? In today's video, this is raw, bro. This is actually just going to be me like talking to you guys for the intro anyway. And what the go is kind of, no one's probably really that interested in, but yeah, and it's a bit of a weird video for YouTube. But I thought I'd make it, just to be honest with you guys, what's going on. So recently I had a climb on Korea, and I basically streamed the entire thing. And we ended up getting very close to 500 LP, which I think at that time was like top, like, I don't know, 0.09. So you're in the top like 2,500 players, which is pretty cool. Even though I definitely want to get higher and know I can, because the games were pretty easy. Or they were easy. In terms of jungling, it's never going to be like difficult. And that's not me being too conceited. And you guys who will know how to jungle will be able to tell from watching me play, I think. But the annoying thing is, like, I'm just playing on 140 ping, and for sure I could go over to Korea, but yeah, there are other things that I want to do first before doing that, and I don't even really think it's that important. But yeah, the recent climb, we ended up getting close to 500 LP. It's just a little bit frustrating playing on 140 ping, playing the worst character in the game, because it does matter. A lot of the time, there are so many situations where I'll be like, you know, about to backstab someone, but they turn around, or they haven't even turned around, but I don't backstab them just because I'm literally playing like a second behind everyone. But I just wanted to kind of like make this video as kind of like a checkpoint in a way, you know, in like the Crash Bandicoot games. So I'm sure this is just a stepping stone on the way to getting like 1,000 LP. And I know I can do it even on ping, which sounds quite presumptuous, but it's really not. I still don't find playing the game even on this ping all that difficult. It's just that playing this champion, you are on a nice edge, bro, all the time. You make one mistake on this thing, the game is gone. If you play AP Shaco, for sure, you know, it feels like kind of a normal champ that's balanced. But AD Shaq is just so stressful, and playing on 140 ping is very, very trying and exacting and stressful. Don't know how many times I've just said stressful, but yeah. So yeah, the video you're actually watching, I made this for Patreon a few weeks ago, so it's not old or anything. A few weeks is still pretty new in terms of League. So you guys are going to be watching me break down 2 or 3 of my games, I think. I'm not even going to edit it. You guys are just going to be watching the entirety of it without any cuts or anything like that. So this is the worst video I could have made for YouTube, but I won't be here in like the next 4 or 5 days, and I wanted to just leave something here for you. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you learned something from it. I think these videos are the ones I make for Patreon anyway that you're about to watch are probably my best. They always bro, I said that like so arrogantly, eh? But the feedback I get on them is always cracked. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy it and take something away from it. Leave a comment. Any questions about the moves I make, anything like in the video, obviously would be great too. And I will be back soon. Don't be shit, bye.
And yeah, games the last couple of days have been quite interesting. So that's the last couple of days, and yeah, very, very interesting games. So in this game, I start Raptors, and the only reason why is because they warded here. So you can see that I knew this because of Sixth Sense, and you can see Sixth Sense is on cooldown. So I was going to start at Wolves, but they warded it. So I was like, screw that, because obviously they're going to run over my boxes. I'm just going to go over here and start Raptors, and I just do the clear. And we run in to Graves' red buff, and I see him on Raptors here. So a little bit unfortunate with the timing here, because he runs over. So if I could see that Raptor, obviously I'm going to see him as well, because the vision range is the same, right? So yeah, I know he sees me here, so what I try to do is actually queue in to almost spook him into using Smite, which is exactly what he does, right? So now that I know I have Smite advantage, and he actually doesn't, you have to remember as well, if someone smites early game like this, it's on a long-ass cooldown. Like, it's going to be 60 seconds or whatever until you can use it again. So when this guy doesn't have Smite and he's already like half HP, I know for a fact like he can't really run down here and contest the red buff, right? So I'm going to do his red buff. And already in my head, I know that I've done his red buff here. So what do you think the next move is after red? So I could do Krugs here, for sure. Of course I can, right? I can do your Krugs, then I'll hit level 3. Then I can maybe gank bot lane. But do I have a lead over Graves here? I think I do. Not just in terms of HP, but in terms of time. So if Graves was to do my red buff, it's not like he's doing it at the same time as me here, yeah? So because I'm doing his red buff a lot earlier than what he's doing mine, I think that by the time I finish this, I'll be able just to run straight through mid to cover my red buff here. So let's watch what happens. And this is what I do, obviously. So I queue over. I don't care about running around and queuing over to mid. Why? Because jungle is king here. Like, I have a lead over Graves, and I know I can stop him from playing the game now. And that's what happens. So if you guys are in a situation like this where you know you have a lead over the enemy jungler, why work so hard for it if you're just going to give it back to them? So my Q here, I do not care about using it on Orianna or going around like this, just to reiterate, and queuing over, oh, I got a nice gank mid lane. Like, who cares? Your job here is to win jungle, yeah? When you make a lead like this or have a lead like this. So I pop a health pot just to go through mid, so I'm healthier, right? So I'm full HP in case I run into Graves, and I'm going to run in. I queue over here in case he's on the camp, but maybe I should hold my Q there. And in this position, like if I held my Q, I just didn't realize I was going to be this quick, because in other games I've had this like stolen in similar situations. So for me, like an improvement there is actually just holding Q and running in like that, you know? That is deadly, because if I know he's doing Krugs here, obviously I'm just going to queue over like that. So he would have seen me run through mid. So he's going to see this, right? That's their vision. He's going to see me run through mid here. So as I move up here, imagine if I held my Q and I just run in that brush. If he's in this brush and he hits me, I don't care, because I hard win, right? The HP difference from him doing Raptors and when I saw him, he's going to be like, yeah, obviously lower than me. I also know in this game he didn't start with a health pot. So this guy's HP is going to remain at that HP, you know, indefinitely until he like gets it back through farming a camp and actually finishing the camp itself. But even then, he's going to be tanking and stuff, right? So that's definitely an improvement from me right here. After this, I just run around. He gets my Krugs, but it's not really like a big deal. And I'm just going to chase him. I know my Q is up in... Well, it's now up, right? So I could queue over here and try to get to him, but it's probably too far. So if he was here, 100%, right? I'd just crack him over the head. And lots of Shaco players here might just go back to red buff. But my Tryndamere is winning. And yes, their Jace is in lane, but... all you have to do is just annoy this person, basically, until the map changes for you, which sounds kind of weird, but yeah. Just look at that picture. Why would I not chase him? The game's pretty simple, right? We don't have to overcomplicate it with other stuff. Of course, I'm going to run at him here. So we run it in, I press Control 2. I really need to go to the toilet, man. Holy f... Guys, I gotta go to the toilet. Give me 1 second. Oh. Oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, okay. So let's go. Now, I know here that lots of Shaco players might queue over and try get the Graves. But you can see how blue buff is running to me here, which means that I'm closer to blue buff than he is. So because of that, I'm thinking now that the Graves is going to do walls. So I want to save my Q in case I want to queue over like this, right? So that's my goal here. When I see Jace move over, I kind of just want some sort of protection if... or when, after I run in and have to escape, there's like a nice little box here. Honestly, saving box might be okay, but I think putting it down is honestly fine. Unfortunately, it gets activated by the blue buff, and yeah, same thing here, just go in and try to find the Graves, basically, yeah. This guy, I don't know why, but he starts Gromp. He should definitely be on his Wolf camp here. He wouldn't hit 3, but yeah. Being on walls is definitely better. Oh, he might hit 3, actually. That'll be close. I don't think so, though. And yeah, as soon as I can backstab this guy, right, I'm going to, like that. And his damage here, again, you can see, like, if I had a box here, it would have been so nice, but I guess their cuck top laner wants to put his control ward down in this position. And yeah, just same thing, right? Just put pressure on this guy. Mid comes over. Even if mid doesn't come over here, I'm going to do the same thing, right? And yeah, even if Talia doesn't do this, I'm still going to do the same shit, you know? So, Graves flashes. Then we see Orianna here, so I could do blue, but I'm just going to queue over. Box the brush as soon as I'm about to auto attack. Talia lands a nice combo. Save E, get the kill. And now what do we do? Do we go back to Graves as blue, or... going for his blue here, like, is possible, because he is level 2, right? And I don't even think he has a longsword. Okay, never mind. He has enough gold for a longsword, just because, you know, that fight was so lengthy, protracted. You guys can't see this, but this Orianna starts TPing mid here. So the Nico is mid, and then Orianna starts TPing here. So if I do this, see how there's a TP here? We can't see this on red team vision, but that's what I see, obviously, right? And you can see me here put a box down, and I just time it perfectly here. So as soon as she lands, she gets feared, and we get another kill here. Save E the entire time until I can't actually auto-attack her anymore. And that's another kill. And what I'm thinking about here is, like, Graves sees all this, right? So this is, like, one of the most important things, man. You've already seen at level 2 when I cross through mid, right? The Graves sees me running like this at level 2 through mid lane. He sees me here ganking mid. Now, I run straight back here, so he doesn't actually know exactly what I'm going to do. But I've got all my camps up. So it's almost like a guessing game, right? He could either go like this and take my whole top side if I'm not there, or he can go like this and take my entire bot side. Either of those situations is really bad for me because of my HP. So what I'm going to try to do here is cover both sides of the map. So I'm going to run down. You can see me question marking this brush. I ping on the way so my teammates know what my intention is. We ward the brush and then we run through it. And again here, I'm just thinking, where is this Graves at? Where is he at? I still haven't seen him, and now I can breathe like a sigh of relief. As soon as I know that this crab is here, I know he's not bot side, right? So what is my next move? Because you can't just be playing the game and, like, even when you're watching this, right, you're probably just, like, listening to me. I want you to actually think here. Look at the mini-map and what we've just talked about. He's not bot side here. So I know my bot camps are safe, but what could he actually be doing then? Has he really mind gamed me here? And is he really taking my top camps, right? He'll also have my Krugs timer, yeah? Because he took the big Krug at level 2. So what do I do after crab? We go to my top side. You can also see how I hit this Scry Orb up, just to make sure he's not doing anything cheesy. And as soon as I do this, I know that I've secured my lead. So again, I've worked hard for my lead here, and we have a lead. So why would I work this hard to just give it back to him and not take my own camps here and cover them from his potential invade or invades? Either here or here. And it just so happens in this game that I have kind of winning lanes, you know, especially top lane. So this is why this game ends at 15 minutes, because their jungler literally cannot rely on their teammates to help them. And this is going to be the case in every game that I play and have played. It's just sometimes, you know, if I make a mistake or whatever, or if, you know, in terms of micro, or if someone on my team is literally just running it down and misplays, whatever it is, right? That's just a part of the game, and you're going to lose games. But for the most part, like, you're going to win games when you think like this, and it's what it's about, to be honest. So yeah, Raptors, Krugs, back to red. And you can see here how, I don't actually know if I ping the Graves at all here, but I see him bot side here, right? And I know his Gromp timer because I took his Gromp. Remember, Talia did some damage here and got his flash at level 2. And I was here taking his Gromp. So I know that Gromp, I know the exact timer. So I ping on the way, and it just so happens that Mel kills the Graves. Don't even know how. But this is going to happen anyway, right? I'm taking his Gromp regardless if he dies or not. Yeah? So even though I just have a jungle item here, and it's 6 minutes, and it looks a little bit weird for me to be doing this, I think all of this is justified, and I had to stay on the map in this game. I didn't see a recall I had, and some sort of attacking tempo I had on Graves. I didn't really see it. So sometimes, like, I'm just going to be on the map, because I think that's what it's been dictating to me. That's what is necessary, you know, in the game I'm in here. So what do I do after this? I could recall, but I know this guy is, you know, pushed up and really weak. You can see he's level 3. I don't even know what's happening top lane. And maybe I should wait here for the Tryndamere to go in, but it's very unlikely that Jace is going to run in, right? So all I'm looking for here is just to put some sort of box down and run in and hit him over the head. There is a wall jump you can do here to, like, evade vision, but I don't even think it matters because he would have seen the box anyway. So maybe I would have done a little bit more damage to him, but yeah, doesn't really matter, right? Just a little bit of damage. And now what do? We look for a base, right? And where do we go out of base? I've just pinged it, unfortunately. We go to the bot crab. Why not go to wolves? We go bot crab first, right? Because that's the first point of contact. That's the earliest point of contact for Graves. So if Graves was to run out like this, he's probably going to do the crab first, yeah? If he goes past the crab, then I'm going to see him here. Make sense? So out of base here, I'm not thinking about anything other than jungle here. Once again, because I am so far ahead of their jungler. Doesn't actually look like that big of a difference, but yeah. You can also see me pinging here in the chat that his red buff is spawning soon. So in my head, I'm thinking, right, I've got his red buff spawning soon, and I've also got this crab. So instead of touching my camps here, what do? Okay, never mind. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is obviously because the crab hasn't spawned yet. Running into his red buff is a little bit interesting. I think anyway, straight away. And you guys have got to understand that his red buff might be spawning in like 5-10 seconds, right? Whatever it is. Let's just like play it to the map when it's when it actually does spawn. So it's spawned now, yeah? So the red buff spawned now. Can you see where I am? So even though the red buff has spawned, you don't have to be on the camp when it spawns, right? Or the buff anyway. Raptors, you would have to be on them when they spawn. Why? What's the difference? Because Raptors junglers basically one-shot them, right? That's such an easy camp to clear. Red buff is still going to take this guy about 10 seconds at least. So as long as I'm within 10 seconds of this spawning, I'm going to be here for it. You don't have to be here when it spawns, as long as you're from, you know, when it spawns to about 10-15 seconds, give or take a few, depending on how fed that jungler is. So me doing blue buff here, I just knew I can do blue and get into this position or attack him on red buff, yeah? It doesn't actually change anything. Unfortunately, this is warded though, right? So what I do here is just box over for a bit of vision. Also, this is really nice, by the way, just on Shac. If you put a box like on that corner here, if you put it up here, it will trigger the red buff. But if you put it down here, you see how the red buff like isn't actually in the middle? It should really be like here, right? But it's actually up here. So yeah, this box won't actually get activated, so it acts as vision for me the entire time. Now, when this is warded, and I see their mid laner moving over, I change my plan. Okay, if you guys are going to work that hard for your, you know, kind of really far behind jungler and you're going to protect him like this, no worries. What does this mean? It means that my mid laner now gets prior and breathing space. So I just queue over, I do crab. Unfortunately, I don't hit 6 here, so some of you may have seen my XP bar. I'm very close to 6, but I don't hit it here. If I was level 6, I'd literally just run in and start a fight, even if Orianna is there. And it was quite funny here, because I watched this back on the replay. If you watch what these guys do, just watch this. So I clear this, put a box down over the wall, and then I queue over, and you can see how they're just like really spooked. Orianna runs in and stuff, and yeah, it's quite funny, right, how it looks. And Graves loses so much time here. That's crazy, right? So just like that little bit of pressure means that my mid laner can get prior on this wave. Not really sure she has to use her spells like that, and Orianna should definitely be moving up a little bit more. Yeah, she definitely shouldn't be using her spells like that. Orianna there should even ult her and really put pressure on her, but it's whatever. And this is something that I learned from one of my games the other day. Maybe I can even show it to you. I was against a Belveth, and for whatever reason, I just didn't contest her on grubs, even though I was 1-0 and she was 0-1, and I think I had like one more camp. So I was more fed than her, and top and mid lane were pretty even. But for some reason, I didn't actually think about contesting grubs. And I learned from this. So like, I don't want to say even me, but that's what I'm always trying to do, right? If something doesn't feel right, I'm like, right, I know I stuffed up here, so what is it? So in this game, I've actually learned from it. And if I was getting coached, right, I would be like, hey coach, look at this, like you pointed that out to me, and I actually did it in this game, and it really helped. And as a coach, like that's what I want to hear. Because you're critiquing yourself and you want to find improvements. So in that game against Belveth, it was very similar to this. The grubs were spawning in 20 odd seconds. How do I get here? I did just play this out, so you probably saw what I did. If I do Gromp, can I do Gromp? I can do Gromp if that says 36 seconds. Or 46 seconds, why? It takes me about 20 seconds at least to go from where I am now to finishing Gromp. That's about 20 seconds. So if I come back up here to walls, by the time I'm here, the grubs are going to be spawning. And against any jungler, really, you run the risk of losing 2 grubs and therefore the Atacant stack, right? So this is too far away given the timer of grubs. Yes, this here is the most important thing on the map, right? So if I do Gromp here, I am going to be way too late to Grubs. That's why I skip Gromp and I go to Wolves. And you can see me ping on the way here. So 7:38, 7 seconds ago, I'm telling my team that's what I'm playing for. Now, lots of you here, or players, not necessarily you guys watching, but lots of players here might see bot lane and think, oh, Sivir and Nico are pushed up. Let me go and gank bot. But again, where is the biggest difference in this game? Okay, top lane, granted. But in terms of jungle, I have a lead over Graves. And what am I also hitting off of Wolves? We talked about it, level 6. Why would I go and use all of my resources, level 6 ultimate, ignite, all of my spells, my time as a resource? Why would I use all of my resources on this lane that just looks really difficult to kill? I don't even know the summoner spell situation. They've got all of them. It's impossible for me to make a play here, right? And I have no idea about how good or bad that looks. But I know for a fact that's good. So, I do not give the weaker jungler any breathing space. I do not let him back in this game. I've worked so hard to do this, so I don't give it back by giving him something. Yeah? So, I do Raptors here because I can do them quick enough before going to Grubs, and you can see as well, I just know for a fact here that the Graves cannot even do one Grub before I'm there because he's not really that fed. So I can afford to do Raptors because I have enough time to, basically. And I run in here. Should probably box here, right? Let's see if I do it. So I box, hit this, and then I'm going to look top probably. So top looks like, you know, bit of a knife edge up here. Bit volatile. And I think I realized this a little too late because I would have shown. But as I was clicking here on my camera, like, yeah, I definitely show here, right? So a little bit questionable me doing that, like running through here and not realizing that's warded because we knew this was warded. So that's just my bad camera work. So I guess that's like a tip for not just me, but any of you watching, is like before you gank a lane, actually try to zoom out a little bit. Not in terms of actually zooming out literally, but I mean like try to cover the potential vision spots and see if there's a ward ping. Is that warded? Is this warded? If you're going bot lane, is that warded? Is this warded? Yeah. So here, pretty standard stuff. We just do grubs. And we do them without using ultimate, which is always nice. Top lane's really low. We dive him on the wave, so we get off grubs. Doesn't matter if I've done 1 grub or 2 grubs. We just get an easy kill, right? And after this kill, what do? Do I go back to grubs? No, right? I'm going to check his gromp, which I'm pretty sure I'd have the timer for as well, because I think I've taken all of his gromps this game. So we take gromp. What do I do after gromp? I could go to wolves, but I'm not 100% sure on the timer, because I don't have the timer here for that. He would, but I don't. So we come back to grubs, we finish the last one off, no reason not to here, and then I think I'm going to finish my Krugs and then base. Why would I do Krugs and base? Because I have time to, given these resources. Yes, my Gromp is up right now, but I think it's very difficult for this guy to invade here. Also, just given the fact he hasn't, and I even think there was a fight not so long ago, because I think you saw the Graves, or someone pinging the Graves. I'm not actually sure what happened. Did he even die? He might have died as well. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I can't really be bothered rewinding it, but yeah. Yeah, he actually died again, so there you go. So, me pressuring the Graves at level 2, and yes, the Talia roamed over and got his flash. Absolutely, that's important, and has led to him being 0 and 2. But this is really to do with me. If I don't create this level 2 scenario here, where I'm stronger, the Talia is not going to get his flash. And he's going to clear his top side and be very happy, right? So the reason the Mel is 5 and 0 is because of this. This thing here. The reason why Talia has got 3 assists is because of this thing here. Think about it. Orianna would never have moved over. Every kill in this game has been a result or impacted by what I did at level 2. Apart from top lane. Top lane's like the only lane where it's been pure 1v1, right? And I guess Sivir having a kill and stuff. Okay, I get that. But most of the kills. So we do Krugs and then we recall. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact timers for the bot camps, but we just recall here and then we ping on the way. I'm pretty sure down here. Never mind, I didn't. Normally I do, but yeah. The reason why I don't do crab here, you might be like, Eagz, aren't I meant to go out to in? The only reason why I'm not doing crab here is why do you think? Why would I do my walls first? Because I always talk about this, right? I always say you should go out first. The reason why I don't is because I know I have it no matter what. So because I have this crab no matter what here, I'm going to put my camps on a quicker timer by doing them earlier. And then I'm going to move to crab and then probably like this. And it looks weird. I could do crab and then I could come back. Gromp, walls, raptors, red. That looks really nice, right? In terms of the sequencing of it. But the point there is like I'm actually farming my camps a bit slower because I'm going out and then I'm coming kind of back. Whereas here I can go like that in a nice flowing motion. So if you know you get the crab or you get their red buff or you get the dragon or you get the rift herald, no matter what, then you can farm your camps first to put them on quicker timers, which means you're going to get more of them in a game, right? So that's exactly what we do. I see the graves down here. Now, I don't want to kind of overcommit here, right? So lots of people might like queue over here and just overcommit to this, but I don't want to. And also, like, you see a TP here. So Orianna's TPing. So if I was to queue in here, right, there's a very good chance I die. So I want to take my time. And I also know they don't have a ward here because we have one in this brush, right? A control ward. So I'm going to take my time here and chill. I run back here because they might move up and see me around the corner. Also, the wave is going to push into us, so I don't want to get seen around this corner. So again, I just take my time. Put a box down in case Graves comes around here and face checks me. Now, we queue in. Because the Orianna ran off, and I think I can kill the Sivir. Now here I actually do something good. So I actually leave myself like here. So this is actually me here. That's my clone. And we basically like solo carry this fight. I'm not sure if I should have actually done that to Sivir, to be honest, because this is still really risky. But yeah, anyway, let's just watch. So you can see how I put a box down. And somehow live as well. Quite nice, to be honest, you know. And we escape. And yeah, that was actually quite good timing, to be honest. And yeah, they end up FFing at 15 in this game. Maybe we can watch it a little bit more just to see how I close this out. Because I only get one more assist in this game, and that's it. So we're going to recall here. I'm pretty sure I have Cyclo Sword, so there's Cyclo Sword. You'll see it there. And we run out of base to our top side. Tryndamere got the top tower. So what's next? You can see here how... What is the next camp here? Now, for me, I probably want to go top to bot. Yes, I could put pressure on the Graves over here. But I think there's a chance he does that before I'm there. It's a long way away, right? So when I see him here, I know I can't do that. So what am I going to do? Red, Krugs, Raptors, I'm guessing. Straight into bot side. So Krugs, we do Raptors. And you can even see me pinging here. I'm looking at his Raptors. I'm looking for a timing on the map in terms of jungling. I'm not going top lane here, because why would I go top? Yes, that's my winning lane, but there's nothing here for me. There's nothing attached to it. If Graves' blue buff was spawning in 10 seconds, I'd run there. But it's not. And also, in saying that, I've got to think about my own bot side. Am I willing trading that with a weaker jungler? Probably not. So I'm not even sure if I would invade that blue. Honestly, Tryndamere can probably do it on his own as well. So we move bot, and again, you can see me pinging on the way to his Raptors. And there he is doing his Raptors. Unfortunately, this is warded. So... this is actually quite frustrating in this game because obviously when you pick Shaco, like the enemy team is just going to think about you naturally. But yeah, so this is kind of frustrating because I wanted to like kill him on his Krugs. You can see me pinging here. So what's he going to do after Raptors? Probably Krugs, right? Obviously if his red buff is spawning, which I know it is because I had vision earlier in the game with my box and stuff. And I'm pretty sure this would show anyway on the map. But yeah, I wanted to invade him on Krugs, but as you can see when I popped this sweeper, this shit was awarded, bro. Don't even know why. Like, I haven't been here in so long, and there's just like a random ward on his red. So again, as soon as I get spotted here, I want to chill. I don't really want to, like, you know, entertain a fight here, so I just relax. Now, when he tanks this, and I see Orianna kind of mid, right, she goes mid, I'm really looking to do something to this guy, because I know I can with Cyclo. So we hit him over the head. We get hit by Nico, a little bit unfortunate. But I get the red buff. I know I live there, right? Just because I have my ultimate, like we're chilling. And we just queue out. And I got his red buff for that. After that, what am I thinking about? Dragon spawning very soon. But I also could do something like this, where I go blue Gromp Wolves into this. I could think about that, right? Blue Gromp Wolves into that crab. So you see how there's timings on both sides of the map here. But we'll see what I do. Honestly, Dragon after this is good, I think. Because the Oriana is so low. So yeah, I'm going to do Drag here. You can see that. Let me just make sure as well, by the way, this session is actually when I think it is. It might be like in an hour. I could be drunk. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's in like an hour. Let's go. So we can do another one of these. Could have queued up as well. Damn, unlucky. Yeah, so after the drag, again, Grand Pools, and what are we pinging? I'm sure I would have pinged back here. Let's go to 17. Look at this. Perfect. Let's see what I ping. You can see I ping his blue buff here. The Graves is going nuts as well. He's so mad. And yeah, so we ping his blue buff. Again, can you see how there is a timing attached to what I'm doing? I'm not just like running to his blue buff on a whim. This is already planned, right? Like it's 20, 30 seconds in advance. And they end up FFing, right? Because it's 15 minutes, the Graves is trolling mid. And yeah, that's the game. Let's go through another one. Probably owe it to you guys as well. Especially because I had a shit mid review. Yeah, some of these are quite interesting here. You might have think like I'm actually trolling in these games. I'm really not. This game here, I was 2-0, and my Ezreal got hit by an Elise cocoon and basically lost the game. Because everyone else was running it down. We can maybe have a look at this game here. Fascinating. The Rengar one might be interesting as well. Just trying to think here what the best games are, bro. Have a sip of coffee, maybe it'll give me some inspiration. There was a Lee Sin I played against. This game was actually pretty funny, I'm gonna be honest. I'll show this game, fuck it. What was it, 989? Yeah, my scores don't actually look that great recently, right? Like 2.84 KDA. Like recently I've had like 7 KDA. So yeah, in some of these games I'm not going to die, but if I do stuff up, then it's going to be a bit of a, you know, just a war of attrition, mate, with the Shac. Alright, here we go. Get ready. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 0 on Lee Sin. Probably some Smurf, right, with a diamond border playing at 400 LP. Let's see what happens. I'll actually show you the other games as well where I think I got trolled, but yeah. Okay, so I just do the walls clear, right? Pretty standard. And then I run in and see him. Now, what you want to do here is immediately backstab. You want, as soon as you can backstab someone with your Q, you do it. Do not wait, bro. Put a wall down just so I know. And then I box here, because I think I can actually take this shit. And if he runs in here, or, like, here, this was so random, because I thought I could get in, like, multiple backstabs here, but I don't have Hail of Blades. So I ignite here. It's probably a little bit early, but it's still not that bad, again, because, the key is just this, right? So we both have smite. I know that. No one is going to smite Raptors when they start there. So again, it's about pushing this guy off. Killing him would be great. But it's at the very least pushing him off so he can't do this. Then watch this. I auto attack and I look as if I go up here to backstab it. And then I'm going to Q back down and go doof, doof. And yeah. Box here because I know he might have Q. Never mind, he started E and W, of course. I'm really stupid. But yeah, I think the box here is still good, right? Because it gives me a very good chance of getting the red buff if it was to activate it, which it does. But it's the same thing as the Graves, right? Why would I just let this guy potentially take red? Because the game is still playable for him if he does that, right? It's about getting level 3 and then, you know, all the levels after that before the enemy jungler. So I don't want him flipping that. And I don't want to have to waste my Q backstab on red buff. I want to use it on him. I know this guy has no flash as well, remember, so you can see me saying that this guy doesn't have flash here, we're chilling. And yeah, I use my Q here to quickly get him. Maybe I could hold my Q there, but I'm pretty sure we don't kill a Rumble when I don't have Q, and when he has flash and probably Nimbus Cloak, maybe? No, he has Bone Plating. But anyway, yeah, so we kill the Lee Sin and we come back for his red buff. Now, fascinating here. I know that the Mel moves over here, right? This is my vision. So I'm going to see the Mel move over. And I'm thinking to myself here, why on earth would she do that on her own? Like, most mid laners are just going to sit mid, right? She's doing it because her jungler's probably running there as well. And you see me here, start to press control 2. I try to hit this, unlucky. And at this point, I know the Lee Sin is probably on his red buff, right? So, what I'm thinking about here is doing anything over here in the near future. So if I can maybe get level 3 with my own red buff, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't want to let this guy farm his camps, even though he probably could here pretty quick. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just want to do red, and then I think I do my Krugs. Never mind. I would have done Krugs, right? You can see me move down here. And the Lee Sin doesn't have flash. So you can see I've pinged this at 3:28. So that was 4 seconds ago. I have pinged Lee Sin no flash. So because he did something, or showed on vision, I just want to tell my team he has no flash. And unfortunately here, because this champion has, you know, or this guy has a ward, he's going to live this. Otherwise, I would have got to him. So yeah. Should probably do his blue buff here as well. I'm not sure why I didn't. Why did I not do his blue here? It's so weird. I think what I was probably thinking here is that, well, you guys tell me, what do you think Lee Sin is going to do here? I think he's going to do this, right? And think about that. So maybe the reason I'm not doing his blue is because I'm thinking he's going to run at me over here. But yeah. And you can see how after this crab, I just want to get bot side quickly, even if I'm running through mid on vision. And I could actually let him have crab here. You see, this is actually happening in some of my games. So if I run to crab and he gets this and hits 3, I don't really care too much, because I'm going to get his level 4 raptors. So that's what I'm thinking about here, right? I'd much rather get these, and it just so happens that this guy's doing his raptors. And unfortunately, I don't kill this guy here, which it looks like I should, right? Because he doesn't have flash and he doesn't have a ward to ward hop to. So I'm going to box. Let's see if I do backstab him. I actually don't even know if that was a backstab, man. If that's not a backstab, that is the most unlucky shit I've ever seen. But I don't think it is. Let me just watch one more time. Is that a backstab? It is, right? I wish it actually like showed you a bit clearer, but anyway, yeah. Run behind him so I get more backstabs in. I think I have to E him there. Maybe I should have held it for one more, but I think he actually escapes. But yeah, anyway, still good, right? Even if I miss a kill there, potentially. And we see him here. He's doing his blue buff. So if I had anyone on my team who could go there, I think I actually ping Fizz here. You see that? So I'm saying, Fizz, you could go over there and get a free kill, but obviously he can't, which is fine. Happens. Now, lots of people here might try to do Krugs, but the reason I don't want to do Krugs is because they're level 1. So if I do his Krugs here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them again, right? So if the Lee Sin farms his Krugs after they respawn, he's going to get more experience. So that's the reason why I just want to leave his Krugs there, because they're level 1, who cares about it? When I know I can't kill this person, I'm going to queue over and do this crab here. Now, it's similar to the Graves, this situation. What do you think I'm going to do after this? Lee Sin is bot side, right? He will know that I'm taking his raptors. He will also know. So it's just based on what the enemy jungler knows, right? They have seen me, bro. The Graves saw me kill the Orianna when she was TPing level 3. He saw me run through mid at level 2. It changes their decision making, right? The Lee Sin saw me here, hitting him over their head and putting him 1 HP. He will also know that that crab is up. My whole top side is up here. He might think that, oh, Shaco's just going to fall asleep at the wheel and do his whole top side. So what I'm going to do is... Do I want that? Of course not. So what do I do after crab? I run to my raptors. He's not here, unfortunately. But he is ganking bot. And I think I would have pinged this as well. Maybe I did. 456, so let me just go back. 456 and there's a Lee Sin ping, you see that? So I'm saying Lee Sin could be around here. Unfortunately, my Maokai does die here, which sucks. I also love catch-up experience, by the way. Level 4 Lee Sin. I'm level 3. 1 kill, 1 death, less CS, but he's level 4, guys. How good is this game? Really rewards you, man. Really rewards you for arguably playing, like, better. Nice little queue over here. Don't want to run down like that because he could be in the brush. So I want to queue over like this. The reason why... So this is very like kind of micro, obviously. But we see Rakan run off like that. So Rakan's either basing in this brush or he's actually full running away here. So if I was to queue like that, he could be here. You see that? So if he kept running, he would be like this, right? And I would meet him. That's the worst thing for me. If I was to Q over here and then I'm chasing him, he might be outside of my E range. So I Q over like that, and we can just run up to him and crack him over the head, and then we laugh for a little bit. Why do I base here straight away? My decisions are predicated on... My decisions revolve around who? Lee Sin, right? And what he knows. Lee Sin knows here that I do not have blue. He knows here that I am bot side. He knows here as well that I could do my Krugs, right? Like, there's no way Shaco has had time to do Raptors, Krugs, and then gank. And Lee Sin might have even seen me near my Krugs, right? Because he died near there. Maybe he warded just before he died. You never know. So if he anticipates me here, it's just like before, right? When I was on top crab, all the way back here, the Lee Sin might anticipate me doing all of this. So when I skip it to this kill, the Lee Sin might anticipate me running back and doing Krugs. So Lee Sin might do that. Remember, he has no Raptors here as well, right? So he's going to be very, very mad. So he might do something very emotional, yeah? Even if it is actually maybe a decent decision and logical for him to do that. It's kind of emotional too. So I recall because Lee Sin is telling me to recall. Lee Sin knows X, Y, Z, so that's what you've got to beat. What information that he has, what's that going to propel him to do? Where's he going to go based on the info he has? It's probably the hardest thing about jungling, right? You have to be aware of what the enemy jungler knows about you and your camps. If you know that information and know what information you're giving away when you show, so when you show on the minimap, oh, I'm giving away that my rep buff's up, or I'm not on my top camps to protect them, or that I haven't done dragon, or that I've just done grubs. What does that mean? Oh, my bot side's up. I probably need to run there after grubs, right? If you know what information you're giving to the enemy jungler, it's paramount. It is absolutely essential because that information is power. And that's what they're going to do, right? They're going to use that information to then make an informed decision, or so they think. So we do blue. You see how I ran here? The reason why I ping on the way top here is because I know was a couple of things, right? Look at that lane for me. Where's it pushing? Towards Galio. Look at Rumble. He's pretty low, right? And he doesn't have flash. So I look at this lane and I think I'm actually happy to forget about jungle for a second, because I know Lee Sin can never take these, right? Because I'm right here. How can he take my Gromp and Wolves if I'm right here? So I don't see a clear kind of play I have on Lee Sin here, right? I know I don't. And I also think as well, by the way, that Lee Sin's probably top. So because he hasn't invaded my blue here, I'm guessing he's done his Krugs. Those are his options, right? He finished his clear, if you think about it. When I almost killed him here, he was 100 HP. He ran off to blue. We saw him do blue. I think he did Gromp after that, and then he ganked bot lane, right? And then he died down here. So he's probably cleared all of these camps. He's got no real incentive to run bot in terms of jungle camps. So the only camps he knows about, Krugs and my top side. That's it. Those are his two options. So I'm thinking here, if Lee Sin shows we hard win 2v2, right? Hard win. Because I'm so much stronger. Not really, actually. Like, yeah, great champion, but still. And he's level 4. But I do have Ignite. I have a Dirk, and then we see him here. And this guy, this was actually really smart. Like, I'm serious here. This was really smart. So many junglers. I don't think I've actually seen someone use their brain here like this. So I guess this guy was smurfing. Most junglers here, if not every jungler I've played against, is just going to gank top like an idiot and die. Because I know exactly what they're thinking about, right? But this guy is actually thinking about me. Wow. He is thinking here that Shaq could be here. And he could gank my top laner. And I don't want to force this gank on Galio, because if Shaco is here, we just hard lose. I'm overcommitting cooldowns. I still don't have flash on Lee Sin. And yeah, we're going to die. Also, Galio can just ult onto me, right? And it's very scary for Rumble and Lee Sin. So, credits Lee Sin. Very good move. And as soon as I see that, do I force the play still, even though my Galio is pinging like a lunatic? And Fizz is asking to all in? Of course not, right? Now, in this situation, I could actually lane gank top, but it's I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I really don't know if I like it, especially when this Fizz shows on vision here. So I see this. While I'm doing Gromp, Lee Sin sees the Fizz. And where is the Fizz? Towards topside. So because Fizz is towards topside, right? And it's a Fizz who might roam somewhere with his ultimate and ignite, he is probably going to roam towards top lane if he's going to go anywhere. So I know, if you look at this map and what Rumble does in the next 10 seconds, this guy's playing very safe after this wave, right? He even runs back. You say Lee Sin pinging me as well. Pretty good from this guy. I know his Raptors timer. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to die in the next 20 seconds, guys. And the reason why I die here, I think we win because we have Fizzle, right? We have Fizz R with Ignite. I have Ignite as well, and I'm pretty fed compared to Lee Sin. I have his Raptors timer here, but unfortunately I die. And honestly, I really don't think this death is that bad. I would do this in every game because in terms of 2v2, we win. I just didn't take into account that the Rumble had recalled and was going to run here. So you see me ping on the way, you see me like danger pinging bot side of the map, and I'm going to do this, and there's Lee Sin, I dodge his Q and stuff. At least I got the Raptor, to be honest, but yeah. Also wondering where my Fizz was here with the on-the-way pings, but this death, it looks bad, but I really actually don't think it is, because they're using like so much, right, to kill me. Not really, actually, but yeah. Lee Sin getting the shutdown is like good as well, by the way, because I know that Lee Sin is not going to carry this game because he's nowhere like near. He's just not ahead. You know what I mean? He's not like 5-0. Then I'd be scared. But yeah, I would do this in every game, bro. Maybe like queuing onto him was bad. For some reason as well, 250 HP makes him look like a tank. So maybe I shouldn't have queued onto him and just relaxed. But yeah, anyway. I would do that in every game, bro. Live and die by the sword. Okay, so out of base, I'm going to go Raptors, and you can see how grubs are spawning. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, let's make a play over there. Now, the reason I queue over like this, so we see Lee Sin here, right? And he's going to go back to Gromp most likely. So lots of junglers here might do Krugs and Raptors. The reason I'm doing Raptors first is because Lee Sin might run here. So we see him here, right, doing the crab. And I'm thinking after this, especially when my Fizz is in Narnia, he might run in and contest me here. He also might be close to level 6, by the way, because, yeah, you know, catch-up experience, and, yeah, the game is probably racist towards Shaco and lenient towards Lee Sin. So they're probably going to give him more experience than he should on camps. That's just how the game works. I can't prove it, but yeah. Just ultimate Shaco paranoia. So yeah, what I want to show you is how this Mel moves. So while I'm doing this camp, auto-attack, look at minimap, auto-attack, look at minimap, and look at the Mel. She's like here, bro. Like, why is she there? Is she looking to kill the Fizz? Does she have vision here? So what I'm going to do is queue over. And the Mel, thankfully, is right around this corner. Fizz lands his ultimate. I ignite early. I don't actually know if that, like, reflects onto me. I box here in case Lee is here. And I wanted Fizz to have this kill. The reason why I wanted Fizz to have this kill is because I'm not sure if I'm in a position to 1v9 this game just yet. So I wanted this guy to have this kill, and then I'll just go and do my own thing, right? Unfortunately, because Mel is made in 2025, she actually lives this and kills the Fizz as well. So I kill her and she kills Fizz. I didn't actually think that was going to happen, but it did. And yeah. In this situation here, I can run at his red buff, but I'm a little bit scared of him being 6 here, and I don't really want to face check, even though I am, you know, probably stronger. But again, I just don't know about that future, right? So because I don't know about that future here, I just want to do grubs and that's it. If I had Ignite here, I would probably invade. Probably. But again, if I'm not too sure about killing a full HP Lee Sin, who is basically a tank, then yeah, I'm not going to take that chance, right? So again, I know this is probably 100%. This guy's basing in this brush, I think, and I know I can't get to him right in time. It's just way too far away, so I'm going to do this with my ultimate. The reason I do this with my ultimate is so I do it quicker here, because I get in more backstabs with myself, right? So I'm going to use my ultimate here to get these grubs and just get out. I don't want to do anything else after this, so you see me here, kind of like taunt him and stuff. And I think I end up dying again here. My Maokai somewhat baits me, because we don't need to play for this grub, right? Like, no one cares about this, and again, I've used my ultimate. And I just look weak, to be honest. Even though I can backstab this guy, like, he's not, you know, half HP and chunkable. Or maybe killable with my E and stuff. All I'm going to do is get him to half HP and that's it. And then what? I don't have Q, I don't have ultimate. I'm probably dying if his team is nearby. So I think Maokai, like, using his ultimate here kind of baits me. But yeah, again, live and die by the sword. So go in. He flashes, knocks Lee Sin back over the wall. I get Ash arrowed in the head. I can't move. And yeah, I die. Lee Sin probably didn't need to ult me there, but he does. So a little bit tilting. The Maokai kind of baited me, but is what it is. And I still don't really think the fight is that bad. Galio ults in. Not sure what that combo was. He should have E'd as part of his W, and Lee Sin would be dead right now. So yeah, and you can see me pinging in the chat that Lee Sin used his ultimate. So even though that def is pretty tilting, right, I'm still pinging, hey guys, Lee Sin used his ultimate. You know, he's much less of a champion than what you might think. So Maokai goes on him, and Fizz uses E for no reason. What are these players doing, bro? Oh my goodness. Yeah, like imagine if Fizz has E there, maybe he E's onto the Rakan and kills him, but anyway. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys the early game in this game. I don't really want to show you the rest of it, but again, it's just like me putting myself in a great position to win this game. A bit unfortunate me dying on his Raptors, and also unfortunate Maokai dying, by the way. Like this def here, and I'll show you some of these other games. The def that Maokai had around here is actually very tilting for me. Because I did like ping that Lee Sin was probably bot side, probably even before what I did at like 450 something, I think, just 10 seconds before this happened. So for Lee Sin to get back in this game, you can see here, especially once I eventually farm these camps, I'm going to be so far ahead of him. So for him to get a kill here, it really lets him off the hook because the score looks the same. He's died once, but now he gets a kill. So even though Maokai kills him here, this is so worth. Because now the jungle diff has actually closed, right? So I thought I'd show you guys this that game. Let's go through another one. Let's go through... I will go through this game here. And I absolutely demolished this Fiddlesticks, and I still don't know how he won this game. We're versing pro player in this one as well. I think this was a Challengers player. Yeah, KT Challenger. Yeah. Bit of an interesting player, this bloke, but hey. So let's watch this game. Same thing, right? Against the Fiddlesticks, I just want to invade him early. I run in, I see his Raptors gone, you see me ping it. So we're going to move up. There he is. So what do? We hit him over the head, right? I don't want to use my box here. Why do I not want to use my box? Because I don't know what he's going to do. He could go like this. He could run all the way around. So my box, I kind of want to save it for the camps, right? Or in case he actually does fight me, yeah? So we chase him. This ward is really bad. I should just ward over here, right? Because I think he actually sees that ward on the tower, so that was really troll. Yeah, so he still sees it. And again, it's like you just chase him, bro. Like, there's no way you let this guy get anything here, yeah? So I'm going to queue over. You can see where he is. Unfortunately, Fiddlesticks W will see you. But yeah, with a backstab, you're never going to lose these Krugs, right? And he kind of gets back to full HP here, but yeah, don't really care too much. And now I know that Yasuo is running down, right? So here he comes, the KT Challengers player. Here he is. So what I'm going to do here is make it look as if I'm going over, and then I'm going to queue down into this brush. Why? Even though it looks pretty risky, is because I don't want this Fiddlesticks to farm red on his own for free. I still want to put pressure on this guy. So I'm going to queue down. I can't believe Yasuo actually queued like this, by the way. It's really smart. But yeah, we box. Play around my box, right? Silas comes over, thankfully. And again, all I'm looking to do is just play a little bit safe spacing there. Could have been better. Ignite the Yasuo. Again, I don't want to get near him when he has knock-up, right? So if he has his knock-up here, I'm probably going to die. Because I don't have Q. So I'm just waiting for my Q. Silas does a good job. Somehow he doesn't knock him up. I'm not even sure how that worked. And yeah. Q onto this guy. Put a box down on Fiddlesticks' feet. Fiddlesticks has to run off here. So we just take our time. Then Silas goes in. What this Silas needs to start doing, by the way, and this is... He is honestly probably one of the main reasons we lose this game. He just obviously can't play Silas. Is that he needs to ping. I didn't know he was going to go in then, right? I don't know Silas's cooldown, so if he pinged on the way there, I'm not going to run that far off, so I'll be hitting Fiddlesticks right now, and maybe he lives. And it's really important. It's the same thing as Lee Sin getting a kill. Yes, I kill this guy, but the unfortunate thing here is he's actually not that far behind. because the Silas doesn't ping. So this could be way more of a jungle diff, but unfortunately, homie lets me down, which is okay. But yeah, this game could be a little different. After this, we go back to his red and do it right. What do I do after his red buff? Recall, yeah. I could obviously like run to this crab and do it because it's up in 13 seconds, so I could run down, box, push it down towards my bot cams here. But I want to recall because I probably get to my raptors at a similar time. So if you guys think about it, if I do crab and push it over here and then go to raptors, I'm still ending up at raptors. And it's not like I need that crab for anything, so I've got a really, really early dirk here. So I run out of base with a dirk, and then I run to my bot camps. Again, I know Fiddlesticks is running out of base here, right? Bot side of the map. That whole side. That's where he's going, so I'm thinking about that first. How do I get here? I could either do the crab and push it along, or I could actually base and get a dirk. So even though I'm missing that top crab here, or not doing it, I could still do it right later. But I'm not doing it there, but I'm saying that this position I'm in here is obviously a lot better. I know this Yasuo has flash here, so maybe ganking mid is a little bit questionable, but I still think it's good, right, because I have Silas. And I also know this Fiddlesticks is just going to think about clearing camps. The other thing that's annoying here, and I remember this in the game, as I'm basing here, my bot lane is on a recall, which is a big shame. If my bot lane was really strong here, full HP, I am running straight in here like this, and we probably just end the game. But because, unfortunately, my bot lane is on a recall here, which sucks, I can't do that, right? And yeah, I guess they have to be. So sometimes, guys, like, the best thing that you want to do isn't actually possible just because of the map, yeah? But yeah, anyway, I go mid lane here, so what I'm waiting for is Yasuo to really go up and go on one of these minions. So as soon as he goes up like this, I'm going to go in. Save my E the entire time. We E him. And yeah. Now, what am I going to do after this? Lots of people here would just run off to their bot camps. But I do something here that I think is just... Well, I think it's just 5 head. My bot camps, right, I don't really think are in danger because the Fiddlesticks, I didn't see him when I ran out here. So I ran out here and I didn't see him, right? And then I ganked mid. Now, of course, there's a chance he's done crab, and he has. But the likelihood is that if he started with crab, he probably thinks that's too risky because otherwise, why wouldn't you just run in here? So I think the Fiddlesticks is going to go here, back to his camps. But there is a chance with my HP, and maybe he gets some random rush of confidence, that he's going to run in here. So can you see me asking for assistance here? And then I question mark that again. And watch me. I think I actually pinged the pike, or I can't actually remember exactly. But the reason I'm pinging like this is so my pike moves. If I don't see pike move there, I'm going to spam ping. So I'll press tab, and then I'll ping the pike, ask for assistance. But because he moves here, I don't have to, right? So he's already doing that. Now, just back here. The reason I help shove the wave is because now they don't see me. So after I've shoved that wave, as long as you hold this corner, that tower's not going to see you, right? There I am. So when I shove that wave, it clears their vision. If I was to run off like this on the wave, they see me. So here I'm giving less info to Fiddlesticks. And I also know this guy is probably farming his bot camps, right? Because we don't see him here. So as soon as I run in, put a box down, we ward the brush, and we do his raptors, and we're chilling. Now, it is true, maybe I could do his Krugs as well. Honestly, probably should do his Krugs just because they're a higher level. So if they were level 1 Krugs, again, I would just leave them. But because they're level 4 here, I should actually do them. So this is like a little, not mistake, I guess. Well, I guess it is a mistake. I should definitely do them here. I'm not losing anything for it. So yeah, I should definitely do his Krugs here. Anyway, we run off. We do crab, still really good, right, doing this. And we see him there. Now, can I invade the Fiddlesticks on his Krugs? Probably not. I don't have Ignite, and he might hit level 4 as well, just because of catch-up experience. I'm surprised he's not level 6, to be honest, already, given how catch-up XP works. But yeah, again, I just don't know how that looks. I don't trust that future. I don't trust myself to go in there, kill the Fiddlesticks. You know, Jace could be there as well. I just don't like how that sounds. So yeah, we just come back to our cancer. And look how juicy this is, man. Now, this is a situation in the game where another teammate decides to throw a little bit. So, let's watch what happens. We do Krugs, or blue buff, sorry. Let the box finish it off, do the next camp, and I ping here. I ping my top laner to be careful. He queues in. Let's keep watching. And I know that I say this happens a lot, but this is really stupid, bro. Really, really stupid. He also here could literally, or try to anyway, run like that into the brush because it buys him time, right? They don't have vision of him, so it gives him an extra second or two to maybe get his Q back off cooldown or something like that. But instead, he ends up running, you know, like he could literally just run like this and then buffer his wall jump out. And I don't think Fiddlesticks would be able to like Q him or anything. So yeah. Don't know if this guy was win trading. He did go like 3 and 10 in this game, so it's possible. But I thought this was just like the most troll thing I've ever seen. And then at the end of it, he flashes. So the Fiddlesticks in this game should be 0-1-0. And yes, I know human beings, they make mistakes all the time. But this to me just doesn't look real. Both of these. So the Silas not pinging on the way, I would have gotten another auto attack and he would have lived. Should be a pure 2v2 in my opinion. Or 2-0. And this one here, this guy can easily live, but it just looks like he decided to die. So it's really frustrating for me, right? It's like put in this much work, and to see that guy, you know, give Fiddlesticks an assist, a bit of gold. Maybe he even has like Treasure Hunter as well. I'm not sure what they run. He's got Ultimate Hunter, kind of makes sense. But in another game, that's going to mean more gold. So yeah, this was kind of annoying. Now here, I see him run down, right? So I'm thinking, what is this Fiddlesticks doing here? So I run off to give him time to run in. Because I know that Scryer Orb is up, right? So if he hits this Scryer Orb down here, he's going to see me if I sit around here, yeah? So I let him run down, and then I'm going to think, right, okay, I'm going to cancel like maybe 3 here. 2, 1, and then what I'm going to do is queue over. And I just hope that he's around this area recalling. And you see how I was running in that brush there? But there he is. Put a box where he's going to run. This box probably should be out here, to be honest, but yeah. And yeah, we kill him. This is a really nice kill, by the way. Just like the anticipation over the wall with my Q. And yeah, we kill him. So, now what do we do? What's the next play? I don't unfortunately know his bot camps, but I do know his Raptors, right? Because I took them before. So I actually can't remember exactly what I did in this game. But I also have quite a lot of gold here. So after my wolf camp, I would have a brutalizer. I would have, you know, a lot of long swords, just more attack damage. And at this stage of a game, look at everyone's items. I would be miles ahead. Like if I get a brutalizer here, I'm so fed, right? Or like even pickaxe longsword. And I think that's what I do. So we recall, we buy pickaxe longsword. Where do I run? Out of base to bot side, right? I look at bot lane. You can see me ping here as well. Cautious, Fiddlesticks, 608. 10 seconds ago, I pinged right here and I pinged the Fiddlesticks. So, Fiddlesticks comes in, and my bot lane is, I think, aware enough that that might be happening, and they survive, right? Which is great. Waste Fiddlesticks' time because he's not getting golden experience. I come in, do a little bit of damage, probably lose too much HP here, that was kind of bad spacing, but 140 ping it happens, and I make a little mistake here, which really sucks, because I would kill this guy again, but unfortunately, I ignited his effigy. He has an effigy in this brush, and I ignite it. I didn't actually even know that was a thing, and I definitely would have had target champions only on, like that, because I always do it. So this is really unfortunate. I know here this Fiddlesticks might run in, so I queue over, anticipating it, which is, again, just really, really nice gameplay. And I don't even know how that was possible, bro. I've literally... Never mind, I have ignited him. I backstabbed his effigy, sorry. I literally backstabbed his effigy. And obviously with a backstab with these items, he's already dead. And I think from that, I would just 1v9. So I even feel watching this game back, me just unfortunately backstabbing an effigy, even though I have this on, target champions only. Man, oh man, that sucks. Anyway, let's continue, because we still end up doing really well in this early game. So we just clear, right? After that, I'm super low. I don't think I have a play on Fiddlesticks, so now, once again, I'm thinking, what is my next play? So we're going to do Raptors. Could I go mid? Maybe, but it just looks too difficult, right? Like my mid laner is literally just getting diffed here, even though we killed the Yasuo twice and got his flash. So my Sylas hasn't really done anything with it. And I think this is quite a difficult matchup for Sylas, but still, like I've seen it be pretty even or more even than this. So it's a little bit depressing, like looking at that lane. And here we just play for Crab, right? Raptors, surely he's going to be on them. Because I did 3 camps, he's got 2. So he's got less camps on this side to do than me, so he's going to be there first. But I start with Crab. and make sure we get this. I might even be 6 off of this, which I am, so I'm level 6 off of this crab. And I know here I'm just using level advantage. I know Fiddlesticks is not going to be 6 here, right? Even though catch-up experience is in the game. And I'm also amazed I'm not level 6 here, by the way. 4 kills and 44. And you're still not level 6. Kills really matter, bro. They do so much. So yeah, because I know I'm level 6 compared to enemy jungle, I'm either thinking of invading his red buff, but mid diff is quite annoying here. Honestly, red buff is probably good. And I think I should even do it. But then I'm thinking to myself, I don't really want to wait. Even if it's up in like 10 seconds. Let's play this out. So red buff is spawning at 8:15. I'd have to wait around here and maybe Jace moves over right. Again, I just don't have prio in these lanes. And I'm not too sure if I even kill a Fiddlesticks without Ignite. Because I don't have Ignite, right? If I had Ignite, I think I'd definitely do it. But without Ignite, I just don't think I'm going to get through his health bar before his teammates come over. And I don't think that's going to be fun. So again, I just make what I think is the 100% play. And I just do grubs. And this is where my top laner decides to win trade again. So Fiddlesticks is still in a position, right, to play the game, unfortunately. Now just watch this. There he is. And we see him hit level 6. He even runs into my box. The Jhin pings it. I ping it here. I ping it here again. I ping it here again. And this guy gets ulted over the wall and dies again. And gives him a kill. This Fiddlesticks is now active in the game and can play the game. And I don't even know how. I look at Jace's HP bar there, and unfortunately, I can't kill him. I just can't kill that guy without Ignite. I just know it. He's going to knock me away, and it's too difficult for me to chase him and get onto him. So I need him to be a little bit lower. And you see me just going nuts in the chat, pinging that guy. And I think it's rightfully so, even though it's a little bit toxic. I think I've got every right to do that. Now, Fiddlesticks, think about what Fiddle just did. He used his ultimate top, right? And flash as well, probably, to cover that distance, which he did. So because Fiddlesticks used flash here and ultimate, am I going to let him get away with that? Am I just going to farm my Raptors and Krugs and sit on my side of the map? Of course not. I've got a winning bot lane, which is great, or kind of winning. So I'm never going to let him just like AFK farm, right? When his ultimate's on cooldown and I have mine and I've got Ignite soon too. So, what do? We look to do something. I queue over. We're going to box around here. Or there he is doing blue. I'm going to run down. Anyway, yeah. It's just starting a fight, right? Like, whatever happens here. I think I press R here just to send my clone in. And yeah, it ends up dying, right? Get the Gromp as well, which is nice. Sylas somehow solo killed the Yasuo. And I thought at this stage of the game is GG. Even though I've got a hard inting top laner. But apparently not. So we do blue buff. I could think about doing dragon here, but I think it's too difficult. Given that Yasuo is going to be back first, probably. My Jhin and Pyke, sorry. Probably just want to get played, so I leave the dragon. Honestly, doing drag there is probably better. I did think about it in-game, but I just thought that doing camps here was good. And yeah, I'm just going to do Raptors, Krugs into a base, right? Because I've got so much gold. So we do Raptors, Krugs into a base. I think I have enough gold for Cyclone Sword here. So yeah, I always buy Cyclone first if I can, and then I just run out topside. Now, the funny thing here is that this Fiddlesticks, we see him, right? He actually used his ultimate there on my mid laner. But I just think it's too difficult for me to go in with no R and contest Dragon, given the map kind of thing, so Sylas being 1 HP. In hindsight, though, I actually think I should just run to Drag here. I don't really think I should let him do that. It's just really frustrating because of the mid here and Sylas using, or Fiddlesticks using ultimate. So yeah, I really don't think this is that bad for me, and I might even die. So if I die there on Drag and give Ashe a shutdown or Yasuo, I think the game is over. I think the game is just over. So I don't really want to like entertain that much risk in a game like this because I know it's on a knife edge. If my team was really far ahead, then I would just run there and do it. So yeah. So yeah, what do we do instead? I'm waiting in case Yasuo shoves the wave, but he doesn't. So I'm going to do the wolf camp. Then we're going to go down here. And again, I want to influence bot lane as much as possible because it's like the only lane that's actually doing something in this game. Here I'm going to queue out. We have to be a little bit scared of Fiddlesticks, but yeah. Kind of put a bit of pressure on mid lane. A little bit unfortunate there. Yasuo doesn't like fully commit to that, but it's whatever. Ward there in case Fiddlesticks shows up. A little bit of waddling around here, but yeah. I know Yasuo is 1 HP, right? So I put pressure on the wave. I don't know why my Pike isn't charging his Q here, by the way. Again, I think this guy was win trading too. Like, he literally has his Q sitting here and could pull Fiddlesticks because he has no flash and stuff, but decides not to. Like, he could just be charging his Q, throw it out here, Fiddlesticks dies, right? But yeah, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to. Incredible, actually. Actually incredible. You can even see me just, like, question marking, like, what are you doing? Why move over here if you're not going to do anything? Seraphine could be here, so I don't want to use my shit right. So yeah, we just take his Gromp and that's about it. Again, I don't want to do anything here because Fiddlesticks should be around with his ultimate, like charging that shit up. So again, if I'm not 100% sure, I'm just going to run off. Jax dies again, even though he is pinged. And yeah, you can see how Fiddlesticks actually, in terms of items, looks similar to me. It's crazy, right? I think this guy's on my Gromp here. So can you see, if I think he's on my camps, I'm going to skip mine. So I skip Krugs. Red, Raptors, into Gromp. And he actually is here. And we end up killing him as a result. So Silas moves over. Gets a kill. Which is cool. I end up diving the Jace as well, which is definitely correct, right? So you can see, like, how I think all of this, bro, is literally perfect. We aim, we get a kill. I don't have to ult, right? We take his Krugs as well. What am I playing for next? Rift Herald, probably, right? Rift Herald's up in 10 seconds. Yasuo's here, so I was thinking about, like, going in. I am still fed, right? So with, like, Cyclo, Sword, and Dirk. But yeah, unfortunately, this is... I don't get any more kills, by the way. There's 15 more minutes in this game, at least that. I don't get any more kills, and I don't even know how. So let's go. And yeah, I know here that, again, Fiddlesticks might have his ultimate up soon. I'm not even sure of the cooldown, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for my team to move over and for Jax to replenish HP and stuff. So I know I can't really do this. I should base here straight away. This is a mistake I made in terms of macro. I think everything else has been perfect. But here I should just recall straight away and just run straight to Rift Herald. Or... what I could do is just run straight out here and say, you guys have Rift Herald, I'm going to dive your bot lane. Because my bot lane, again, is really not doing too bad. Like, the Jin's in a good position here. So that's the other option. Rush Collector as well, this guy. What a beast. Probably good, actually, but yeah, anyway. And yeah, I tried to, like, start this, but knew it was bad. And it's a little bit, like, slow here, what I do. Recalling and running his bot camps is actually pretty hot. And we somehow lost a fight here. And I was trying to think about this because I don't know how. I think the Fiddlesticks ults mid. And yeah, Silas gets away. I mean, I still don't know how this guy is, like, getting hit by a Fiddlesticks ult over the wall. Like, you see how Ash is moving up and stuff, and he's holding near the wall. And we even see them on vision. Maybe I should have pinged, actually. So that's something I can take with me, just to really make sure these idiots don't die. Spam ping them. Because I didn't really ping him specifically there, you know. And yeah, here I'm trying to queue over, because I think the Yasuo is still on a Rift Herald hitting it like a lunatic. So yeah. So I'm going to clear this ward. And I still think we win because Fiddlesticks just use ult, right? So, yeah. Use my ultimate here, throw him in. Put the ultimate on Fiddle. Again, I don't know how this fight was, like, hard losing here. Because I look at this and we just killed their AD carry. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't have done anything different in this fight. Like, we threw the clone in. We feared, like, 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, this guy runs... I honestly think this guy's win trading. I actually think he's win trading, bro. There is no way that's a real human being. And yeah, Silas has gone in, like... what is going on here, man, actually? But yeah, hopefully this has just been a good indication of, like, how to play early game and what to think about and stuff. Did you see that Silas, bro? He literally missed his E2 on a Fiddlesticks with no flash and stuff. Watch this. Just watch this, man. Did he flash? He did, right? The Fiddle. Yeah, he flashes. And my Silas, right? Has done that. Oh my god, bro. So the Jaxes ran out into a Yasuo Q3. My Silas has ran in and missed his E2 on a static target. This bro is not fucking real, I swear. This game is not real. I'm pretty sure this was a premeditated loss, and these teammates I've got are bots. Like, the Jhin is the only one kind of playing okay. That's incredible. I actually can't believe this Fiddlesticks. And yeah, their Yasuo, it feels like, is just 1v9 in the game. KT challenges, let's go. Even though I killed him twice at level 4, or by level 4. Yeah, he ends up running through here, which is quite funny. Really quick reactions by this guy, by the way. Like, to actually E through like that is kind of crazy. So respect to him. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this has been useful. Shout out to the teammates in this game, especially that top laner. Mad respect. I think it's Wood on his Smurf. But yeah, hopefully this has been useful. Any questions about the stuff, let me know. And don't be shit out there.